a story about this little guy. This is a Japanese folk toy called a Daruma. And Daruma is a god, he's the god of perseverance. And he is, you buy this at a shrine or a temple and typically give it to someone else. And when you buy it, the eyes are empty, are just blank. And Daruma was the god of perseverance. He prayed by the riverside for 3 years, for so long that his legs fell off. But he's paper mache, he bounces back up. There's no getting him down. It's the idea that no matter what happened, he would surmount the challenge, he would rise to the occasion. So when someone, including yourself, is embarking on some sort of adventure, or setting an intention, a new job, a new baby, any kind of big change, you typically would give this to them. They color in the eye, set that intention, and then when it comes to fruition, when they realize that goal, they color in the other eye. So this is my actual Daruma that I bought when I was 15 years old. And despite all of those many moves, this has gone with me everywhere. And when I was 15, I colored in that eye, and I wished, like young people would, for a happy family, a nice home, a great job. And then when I was about 40, I thought, gee, it's time to color that in. I've gotten a lot of those things I wanted, and I started to color it in, and then thought, wait a minute, I'm not sure I'm there. I'm on my way, but I'm not quite finished yet, so I'll just leave it like that. And that to me is a symbol. It sits on my desk and just reminds me that life is an ongoing, evolving, ever-expanding sort of journey. We're never quite there if we're in change. If we're in stasis, if we decide this is it, status quo is fine with me, then nothing changes. But in the environment that you're all in, and tasked with a leadership role, you're all changing and growing and getting other people to as well. So now imagine you've got that little Daruma, and you've taken that vision, you've drawn that little circle in, and now what I want to do is give you a very simple task to just take home with you to make this learning, whatever you've learned, concrete. And I want to see if you would simply volunteer for a homework assignment. Really simple. I promise you it will take you less than 40 minutes over the course of a month. And it's all geared to what you've already established is most important to you. So if you'd be willing to do that, just to ask you to stand up. And by the way, unless you have a doctor's excuse, you will be standing up. So just stand up right where you are, and I will give you this really simple job. Remember that discussion partner that you had earlier that you spoke to for a minute? Well, that partner, you may have never laid eyes on that person, maybe your boss or a colleague. When you leave here, I want you to just swap business cards, because this is now your accountability buddy. And what you've agreed to do, is have one phone call, 10 minutes, once a week over the course of a month, and simply say, hey, what was that vision? What was that first step? Did you do it? Great. Did you not do it? Why not? How can I help? Now, I understand there are competitors in the room. You'll figure out how to work around that and work on shared goals like human behavior. This accountability buddy is there to help you kick you in the rear end, pat you on the back, anywhere in between, whatever you need. Okay, sit down. Thank you for that. The idea being that it will take you beyond what's routine. We love to think of our comfort zone. What is routine? What is normal? What is something you would typically do in the office, and take something beyond that? Since I started business on my own at age 47, published my first book, started my first business, got divorced, bought my first home by myself, all of those things, I decided I needed some help. I didn't know it was an accountability buddy at the time, but I've had one for 14 years. It was truly life-changing. So this is something you can push down to your teams and have them assign themselves to someone to keep them on task and on mission. They will see that you have made an investment by bringing them something that's atypical, that's different, that wakes up their brains. And thank you very much. I want to just close with this final quote from Robert Louis Stevenson. And this was a quote that inspired the name of my book, Traveling Hopefully. To travel hopefully is a better thing than to arrive. This is where you can find me. I welcome you to go to my website at libbygill.com or Libby Gill Live. I'd love to get your thoughts on hope in the workplace. And I hope you'll stay in touch, email, call, tweet. Thank you very much, everybody.